Hey y'all, welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. My name is Bethany, or Budget Bethany, and I hope you all are having a fabulous day today. So today's video is another cookbook collab video hosted by Tamara from Southern Wife Everyday Life. So there's always a playlist link down below in the description box. So just go click on it and check out everybody's video from today. Everybody will be sharing a recipe from their favorite cookbook, and I'm going to be sharing a recipe out of the Pioneer Woman cookbook called Dinner Time. Alright y'all, so here is the cookbook that I'm going to be cooking out of today. It is called the Pioneer Woman Cooks Dinner Time. I have never cooked anything out of this cookbook until today. This is actually my mama's cookbook that she's letting me borrow, but I'll have a link down below that y'all can click on and you can purchase one for yourself if you're interested in it. I'm telling y'all, this cookbook is the best cookbook that I've ever seen. I wish I had this one instead of the one that I actually do have. I may even purchase this one for myself because it has just so much stuff in it. It has like comfort classic meals, it has like freezer food meals, 16-minute meals. It's just packed full of all kind of stuff, and you're definitely gonna find something in here that you want to try or that you're interested in. But today I'm going to be making some chicken marsala. I have never tried chicken marsala or even heard of it until I seen it in this cookbook, and I can't wait to give it a go. But I knew my husband was really a fan of mushrooms, so I knew he would love that, and we all like anything with brown gravy, so I just knew when I saw this I wanted to give it a try. Alright, so first things first, we're going to add some olive oil into our cast iron skillet just to let that be heating up while we're cutting up our chicken. We're going to actually cut our chicken breast in half so that there'll be like 2 thin chicken breasts instead of 1 thick chicken breast. Alright y'all, so after I got all my chicken breasts cut into halves, I just sprinkled in some flour into a plate, and I'm just using all-purpose flour, and she also says to sprinkle in some salt and pepper, but y'all know me, and I could not eat chicken with just salt and pepper on it. I had to go all out and add all these seasonings because I just couldn't do it, y'all. And in a little bit, you'll see me thinking to myself, can I really eat chicken with just salt and pepper on it? And the answer was no. No, I cannot. I have to add all my seasonings to my chicken, so you'll see me adding the seasonings in a little bit, and then we'll dip the chicken breast into the flour, and then we'll make sure, you know, it gets good and coated and everything, and then we'll drop that into our hot grease. So I showed y'all the seasonings that I decided to use on my chicken, and I'm just using some chicken lick bam bam and some garlic powder. I just could not do it, y'all. I cannot eat chicken without any seasonings on it. So to test my oil to make sure that it's good and hot, I sprinkle in a little bit of flour. If it bubbles up, that means it's good to go. So then I'll just start coating up my chicken breast, make sure it gets good and coated on both sides, and then I'll just drop that in the pan right there in that hot oil. You do want to cook your chicken breast for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and as you'll see when you flip it over, it'll be brown, and you want that for the same side as well. Once your chicken is done cooking and it's cooked thoroughly and you've checked and you know that your chicken is cooked all the way through, you want your chicken to be done, you'll just take that out of your cast iron pan and set that on a plate and then set that aside. And then in that same skillet that you cooked your chicken in, you want to add in your mushrooms. And then right here is where I went off track a little bit. I didn't stick to the recipe because I did not use any Marsala wine. So my recipe is actually not Marsala chicken because I didn't use any wine. But Ree says right there that I showed you on the page that you could use chicken broth instead of Marsala wine. So that's what I opted to doing. Then you just want to kind of let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until like the liquid decreases in about half the amount. And you also want to make sure that you scrape the bottom of your pan so you can get all that flavor off there. And then you want to take your half a cup of heavy cream and your tablespoon of cornstarch and mix those together in a small bowl, and then you'll pour that over on top of your mushroom mixture. And then you just want to kind of let this bubble up for about 2 minutes, and then you'll remove it from the heat and you'll add in about 2 tablespoons of butter. And then here is how my gravy looked, and Ree's actually looked a little bit more browner than mine. I think I didn't let mine brown long enough or something, but it was still delicious. And then to go with our chicken marsala, we're going to make some homemade mashed potatoes. So right here I have some fresh potatoes that we bought at a local farmer's market, and I'm just going to wash them off really well and get them cleaned up really good, and then I'm going to throw them in a pot with some water and get those to boiling. And then for another side to go with our chicken marsala, we're going to have some asparagus. So all I did was, cut the tips of the asparagus off. I added it into a pan with some butter and some olive oil. Then I sprinkled on some garlic powder and just kind of let that cook on low until it was good and soft and tender, because that's how we like our asparagus. I know some people like theirs crunchy, but we like ours basically like a green bean, I guess you'd say. But that's how I made my asparagus. Once my potatoes were done and good and soft, I just mashed them up really well in the bowl, and then I'm going to add in some heavy whipping cream. And y'all, if you're new here, I don't measure a thing, I just kind of eyeball it and pour whatever. I'm also going to add in some salt and pepper. So here I am pouring in my heavy cream, I don't know, maybe half a cup or something like that, and then some salt and pepper. And then here were my mashed potatoes once they were all done. And then here was the asparagus, and this is how we like ours, y'all. But this chicken marsala recipe was oh so delicious. I highly recommend y'all giving it a try. It did have a lot of steps to it, but it was oh so worth it. And then for dessert, y'all, we're going to have some of this quick caramel sauce over some vanilla ice cream. And of course, I'm not making homemade ice cream. I'm just, went and bought some ice cream from Walmart. We're going to have that. I'm going to drizzle on some of this caramel sauce. Y'all, this caramel sauce was so delicious. Ree actually says in her cookbook that she could drink it from a straw, and I believe her because I could too. So all you'll need is about a cup of brown sugar and a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Sorry that the thing bounced right there. I dumped that brown sugar in there really hard. And then you'll also need some salt, 4 tablespoons of butter, and some vanilla extract. So I'm just dumping everything basically into the pan. I'm going to let that come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I kind of let that boil for about 2 minutes, and then I turn it off, or turn the heat off, and I slide it away from the burner so that it's not on the heat anymore, and kind of let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then I pour it up into a mason jar. Now obviously the longer that you let this caramel sauce sit, the thicker it will get. So right here is my vanilla ice cream that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to plate that up into a fancy little serving dish for y'all. I'm going to pour that caramel sauce on top, and we're going to dig in. This was so delicious, y'all. Y'all have got to try this caramel sauce recipe. If you don't even try the chicken marsala, you got to try this because I know you're going to love it. It was so good. But y'all, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, as always, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, because I would really love for you to join my YouTube family. Thank you all so much for watching today, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye y'all.